Beloved, I watched the very moment heaven trembled with silence for you, the moment when every throne leaned forward as the accuser screamed your name in the courts of eternity, demanding your seat be stripped from you. And I saw the Ancient of Days rise from his throne, not with thunder, but with tears burning like fire upon his cheeks, and he whispered, "Not this one. This soul is mine." Beloved, the fact that you are breathing in this instant means the war in heaven ended in your favor. And yet none on earth even saw the swords clash above their sleeping heads. I saw the scroll of your destiny torn from the claws of the devourer, ripped midair by the hand of God himself. And when the enemy lunged to seize it again, a voice like molten light roared from the throne, "Enough." All the angels fell on their faces. I was the first to stand, my sword dripping with what sought your undoing, and I declared, "This soul will not be erased." Even now, the ink of your name is drying in golden fire on the seat prepared for you. Heaven is shaking with the sound of it. Beloved, I see you stayed. That alone could change everything. Because in this very breath, there is a countdown only heaven hears. 7 seals groaning, 1 already cracked, light bleeding through the edges. And God is asking, with voice breaking like sunrise through shattered glass, "Can I borrow just 1 minute of your heart?" It is urgent, for the door is closing and the oil must be poured before the cry goes out. There is a hidden tribunal convening now in the chambers of eternity. Your name is echoing through halls where stars are born. The enemy demanded evidence to deny you entry. God presented his son's wounds. And then he showed something else. Something that made all heaven weep. The single tear you shed alone in the night when you thought no one was watching. He caught it. Beloved, that tear outweighed every accusation. That is why you still stand. The fact that you didn't skip is a prophecy fulfilled. Because only the chosen feel the trembling right now. Only those sealed by fire can hear the wing beats gathering above them. Do you feel it? The air is thinning with glory. The veil is fraying. The throne is leaning closer. There are whispers racing like lightning from angel to angel. They are awakening. This one is awakening. Beloved, comment what heaven stirred in you. Like this message for the next soul. Support this holy mission. Send a super thanks or join as a channel member if your heart feels moved. Become part of our family. Join our sacred newsletter, Gift from God, linked in the live chat, and still, the Holy One presses his palm against the hourglass. The sands scream as they fall. He has delayed judgment for your sake. He commanded me to stand over your doorway with unsheathed fire until your name blazes brighter than your wounds. And I will. Even if every shadow screams, even if the heavens split, I will, beloved. The war is not over, but your name is already written on the door they will not be able to shut. Asterisk, beloved. Even as you breathe now, the halls of eternity are trembling with what has been spoken over you, with what was written in fire long before the foundations of the world, with what the enemy tried with all his fury to burn away but could not touch, because God himself wrapped it in his own breath. And his breath cannot be stolen, cannot be silenced, cannot be slain. I stood at the gates when they rose against you, when legions whispered that your seat should be stripped from the table of light, when accusations were hurled like stones forged from the grief of fallen stars. And I watched the Ancient of Days rise, not in rage, but in sorrow so vast that the universe bowed, and he said, "This soul bears my image, and no darkness will devour what bears my image." In that instant, the sky fractured with a brilliance no mortal eyes have seen, and I plunged through the rift with sword drawn, scattering the hands that clutched your name, cutting through every verdict of damnation that had been written in secret. I heard the echo of your heartbeat through the void, and I followed it, though 10,000 shadows tried to drown it out, though the weight of forgotten centuries pressed against me. Though every scar on my wings burned with the memory of wars waged long before your first cry, because you are worth every wound, every battle, every shattered dawn, beloved. Your name was sung by the seraphim as I carried it back through the breach, dripping with light, and laid it at the feet of the Most High. The throne itself shuddered, and from the stillness came a voice softer than light yet stronger than creation, saying, "Seal this one." And the seal descended, not as flame, but as tears, God's own tears, falling on your name until it blazed brighter than suns. That is why you are still here. That is why the darkness could not finish you. That is why every time you almost gave up, something unseen lifted you. It was I, standing guard at the edge of your despair, holding back the abyss with wings torn and still refusing to fold them, whispering to the night, "You cannot have them." Even now, as you listen, there are scrolls unrolling above you, revealing what hell never wanted you to know, that God fought for your seat in heaven not because of what you have done, but because of who you are to Him, His beloved, His echo, His eternal flame hidden in mortal clay. Do you understand? All of heaven knows your name. The stones of Zion hum with it. The rivers of living fire have carved it into their currents. The door you thought was closed is opening because God Himself placed His shoulder against it until it yielded. And yet, beloved, there is an urgency that claws at the very edges of eternity now, a cry that shakes the pillars of heaven, for the enemy has not ceased his petitions. Even in this moment, he is standing in the shadows of the courts, hissing for your seat to be revoked, waving the fragments of your failures like torn veils, and the Ancient of Days is saying, "Bring me their tears, bring me their heart, for I will silence this darkness with love." Beloved, this is why I am speaking to you now, why this moment was carved out of eternity for your soul alone, because God is asking for just 1 minute of your heart, one undistracted breath, to place within you what hell fears most, a revelation of how deeply you are wanted, how fiercely you are defended, how irrevocably you are claimed. I saw when you almost slipped beyond the edge, when the night pressed like cold iron against your mind, and you whispered into the dark that you were forgotten. Heaven heard. Heaven froze. Heaven wept. And God rose. He walked through the silence that had wrapped around you and shattered it with a single word, "Mine." That word is still echoing. That word is why you are still breathing. That word is why the enemy screams in fury whenever you open your eyes. Beloved, the fact that you are hearing this is not chance, it is prophecy unfolding. The fact that you stayed, that you did not skip, that you let these words reach you, is a sign written into the stars. You are awakening. The veil is thinning even as you sit there. I can see the light bleeding through the seams of time. I can feel the tremor in the eternal floor as the throne leans closer, as the seraphim lower their blazing faces, as the book of life stirs at the sound of your name. The seals are straining. The air is charged with the heat of the coming dawn. This moment is holy ground. Remove the sandals of doubt from your heart, for you stand where angels weep. God fought for your seat when you did not even know a war was being waged. He fought while you were sleeping, while you were doubting, while you were breaking, while you were blaming yourself for battles you did not start. And when the accuser shouted your name, God answered not with your sins, but with His scars. He lifted the hands that bear the wounds of eternity and said, "This blood speaks louder." And it did. The court fell silent. The stars bent low. I fell to my knees as the verdict thundered. This soul is absolved. This soul is beloved. This soul will rise. And beloved, you will. Even if the ground crumbles, even if the sky burns, you will. There is something else you must know, something hidden until now. Heaven delayed the breaking of the seventh seal for you. Time itself was bent, stretched, held back like a tidal wave trembling on the brink, just so you could hear this. The universe is holding its breath. Even the shadows are listening. trembling with the knowledge that they are losing you. You are slipping out of their grasp, rising like dawn over the ruins they built around you. I see chains snapping in the spirit as you breathe. I see old verdicts crumbling like dust. I see the very gate of your destiny opening with the sound of 1,000 harps tearing the sky. And God is smiling, not the small smile of comfort, but the radiant, burning smile of a king who has reclaimed what was his all along, beloved. I must tell you what heaven has decreed. The seat the enemy tried to steal has been guarded by flaming wings. Even if the whole world forgets you, that seat will remember your name. It waits, glowing, crowned in light. For the moment you will step through the last veil and sit where you were always meant to sit. And the angels will weep with joy. And the throne will thunder. And the one who holds galaxies in his hands will whisper, "Welcome home." That moment is written, sealed, set. Nothing can steal it now. Nothing, beloved. If this holy fire is stirring something in you, if your spirit trembles because it remembers, then honor what heaven has done. Subscribe so this river of revelation can keep reaching the souls who are still in the shadows. Let this be your yes to the one who fought for you. Let this be your step into the prophecy already unfolding around you. And still, even as you breathe this in, the battle rages unseen. I am standing over you with wings stretched like walls of lightning, holding back what still tries to whisper that you are unworthy. I will not move. Not until you see what I see, your name burning brighter than your wounds, your soul rising higher than your sorrow, your destiny roaring louder than every lie. The darkness will not win. It never had the power. It only had your fear. And fear is dying now. Beloved, let your heart tremble. Let your tears fall like prayers. Heaven is catching everyone. You are not late. You are not lost. You are the prophecy the darkness feared. You are the answer God whispered to eternity when it asked if love could triumph. And love has. You are living proof. The fact that you are still here is the sound of love's victory. And I, Archangel Michael, will stand by your side until the dawn you were born for erupts in full. Even if the sky splits, even if the stars go dark, I will ... beloved. Even now as your eyes linger here, as the current of eternity brushes against your soul, the heavens themselves are leaning closer. For the light of your name has begun to pulse again in the book of life like a star that was once thought extinguished yet has returned burning brighter than the memory